Hey everybody, I've had some questions about how to set up your interview and what that entails. So I'm going to walk you through that real quick. Everybody take a chill pill. This is not that difficult. What I want to do is when you use the Doodle link, I want you to tell me every available time and date that you're available so that I can look for similarities with other students so that we can bind together in a group. And I found out over the last years that this probably is the best way to do it until some other technology comes out that makes it easier. But I've got to get an idea of where everybody's at and when everybody can meet. All right, here we go. By the way, I'm using Doodle, which is the same program that you'll use when you do your presentation. And there should be enough instructions and videos here that you shouldn't have any questions about your presentation. But if you do, let me know. I think the hardest thing is understanding Doodle. And if you follow the link and play around with it and save stuff, you should be okay with Doodle. All right, so this announcement, and I'm going to send an email out with, when you see this is going to be part of the announcement, but here's the Doodle that I want you to follow. You will look at your class schedule, and over here is, hey, if your name starts with A through J, you're going to do your presentation this week. I'm sorry things are so compressed, but you took the summer class, so that's how it works. But my name is Park, so that's between K and R. QR, yeah, okay. Let's see, QR, element P. Yeah. So my class, the week that I need to set up my interview is the 20th through the 27th, and it's right here. All right. So I'm going to go to this mock interview page, and I'm going to go to look at the 20th. So here are all the times, and they're usually 10, 2, and 7. And yes, this is going to take about 2 hours, depending on how many people we have in the group. But I want you to click on, since I made this, I'm going to click on all these. So I'm available every time during this week. All right. Now I know a lot of you work during the day or work during the night. So that's the reason why I've got AM, middle of the day, and PM times for you to choose. So I've clicked all these. Now I'm going to look to see between you and your colleagues where there are similarities. And it looks like these people have done everything they could not to select the same dates. Here's one. They have nothing to do on Saturday the 25th from 7 to 9. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to do either. But that's probably when we'll have our interview. And what I'll do is I'll send out a calendar link, instructions, the whole 9 yards. So it should be very evident that we're going to meet on this day because you've told me that you can meet on it. And here's the instructions on how to do that. That's the reason why I want you to do the Doodle, and I want you to pick all the times that you're available. Okay. Now, let me get out of Doodle here. Maybe. So that's how to set up your times that I can pick from, and then I will let you know what time we're going to meet. The interview instructions will point you towards Collaborate Ultra down here, and this is in your class. You're going to click on Collaborate Ultra. It's going to load. You're going to click on, I usually have a room that says interviews, but I'm just going to use the course room. That way no one's going to mess this up. Then you click on Join. And it's going to take a little while. Let me pull this down here so you can see the bottom of the screen here. And you're going to click on this little chevron over here. It should ask you to set up your audio and video the first time you load it. But if it doesn't, here's how you're going to set it up. You're going to click on Set Up the Camera. And you see this little thing jumping around here means the microphone is hearing me. So, yeah, my audio is working. And then you would see a picture of yourself here, but since I'm using the camera for the other, to make this recording, it's not going to show that. But yeah, if the video is working, you do that, and you're done. then you should be able to hear people and see people in Collaborate Ultra. The one thing I do want you to do is wear headphones, because that gets rid of the feedback. And that's the reason why I'm going to tell you in the email that I sent out to invite you to the Collaborate meeting, to the mock interview, wear headphones and practice. I'm going to tell you to be here 30 minutes early, because inevitably somebody, jumps on it 2 minutes before the interview starts, and they have technical difficulties because they've got to hook up their headphones and they haven't got their video working, and it's a mess. So trust me on this, be early, just like a regular interview. All right, I believe we're about done. If you have any questions about anything in the course, let me reiterate that my job is to help you be successful. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's okay to text me. It's okay to send me an email. It's okay to call me if you have an in-depth question. I don't mind that, between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. If it goes to voicemail, step up and leave me a real voicemail. I know a lot of people have a problem with that, but you're going to have to do that in business, so it's time to learn how to do it. And just tell me the reasons why you're calling, and that you would appreciate a phone call back, and reiterate your number to me. Make sure that you just don't trust the technology is going to work or whatever. Give me your phone number and I'll get back to you, I promise. Last thing, don't overthink the presentation. Don't overthink the interview. I would say a lot of people, but some people just don't even do the interview, which drives me insane. Trust me on this. This is the most important thing in the class, is the interview, because a lot of people go through an interview and they think they did great, they cycle and they get out, oh, I think I did great, and they did terrible. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why people do terrible in interviews, and I'm going to help you prepare for your next interview and ace it. I'm going to give you the tools to be successful. So don't think that this is a reason for me to give you a bad grade. It's not. Anybody who shows up and tries is probably going to get a good grade. What I want you to do is be a sponge and soak up the information that I have for you, and I want you to do your best that you can in the little interview that we're going to have, and it's in the instructions. But don't let your shyness or your being afraid of this process keep you from doing it, because I'm going to give you the tools to over shyness. I'm going to give you the tools to help you do a great job at your next interview and put your best foot forward. And sometimes you've got to step out of the box. You got to put yourself in a little bit of I'm upset about this, or I'm worried about it. That's okay. I'm going to help you with that. Trust me, you're going to be okay. Lastly, I will probably send invites to everybody in the class for any meeting for all the meetings that we have, simply because the hardest part of this interview process is the hour and 15-minute kind of preamble I have to tell you everything I want to tell you. Okay, and I found out that if I do a video, no one ever listens to it. So I'm just going to make you, just like in a class, sit down and listen to me and answer your questions and things like that. Then we'll have the interview process, which is usually pretty painful and pretty quick. But if you are not scheduled for a meeting, but I invite the whole class, if you stay for the preamble, I will excuse you for the preamble later on when we have your meeting. And if we have time and you want to do it that day, you can. So trust me, it's probably smart to go to a meeting before your scheduled meeting when I invite everybody. That way you can see how the process works, and you could knock out the preamble, so you could meet us an hour later if you want to. A lot of people will listen to the whole thing twice. I've had some students do it 3 times because they wanted to ask a bunch of questions. So hope that made sense. What I'm trying to say is, If you're scheduled to do it for week 3, but you want to listen in to a meeting in week 1, you can. Yeah, that's probably simpler, right? All right, this is too long. Hopefully you've gone down to the bottom of the screen, hit the little wheel, and sped up the actual video, so it's 1.5 or 2 times. You get the same information. You just have to listen a little closer. All right, until later. Bye.